This is the Amazon 1-month overview reading for the month of September 2023. It's currently July 27, 2023, 8:08 p.m. Eastern Time. Amazon and the time of this reading in the extended hours is $128.75 USD. And the shuffle file for the September reading was created on July 4, 2023 at 9:09 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this video right here. The overall theme of behavior for the month, it's pretty mixed. We attempt to establish support. With like sideways rotational along a key support level on a multi-day scale, and it's crossed with a overbought crest or peak that we sell off from through multiple support levels. Overall trend seems to be bullish. Looks like we've got highs at the end of the month and lows at the beginning of the month, but it should be pretty mixed, like mostly sidewaysy. Behavior around the high side, there'll be a significant move that takes us into the high, and it'll really stand out as a notable trade opportunity. And then behavior around the low, there'll be an important technical price level on a multi-day scale where volume and volatility sort of flatten out. When we look at the 1 year, we had a sharp drop off of an Ace of Swords energy. We had a sharp unicursal drop. End of January was pushing the upper end of a range higher. That's the Aeon card. And then we had this like bump and then bump, which is the abundance card. But in March, we had a notable move out of a prominent trough for the year. There was a notable move to the upside volatility, and then that volatility ends with a fast sudden move higher. We attempt to establish support in April, another prominent trough. And then we have a breakout in the end of April, and you can see on a multi-day scale, and you can see just after this move in April, we have a little bit of a price swing, and then we move to the upside pretty notably. There's a sharp drop on the cusp of May, June, and you can see right there, big move to the downside. Early June was a fake out, and then we have another big move. That's that Ace of Discs taking us higher. Prominent trough that stood out early in July, prominent trough, and then mixed, but we move into a highest high here around the cusp of July, August. And then it looks like we probably see the highest high again here at the end of the year after a lowest low, or very prime. I don't know if it'll be a lowest low for Amazon, being that it would have to be a really big move, but it could be. It's Ace of Cups is really similar energy to they're almost identical energies to the Princess of Cups. So, and there's indications of a lowest low there. So I think probably in October or on the cusp of September, October, we see a lowest low. Probably in October. But that's a pretty solid reading, guys, gotta say, and that's the completed shuffle file. All right, so let's get into it. So on the first, we have a decline from a prominent peak or crest that'll stand out on the 1-month chart, a decline to reach a support level that we recently met once before, and then on the 4th, markets are closed. On the 5th, a sideways fluctuating decline that precedes a rally. It looks like that sideways fluctuating decline probably takes us to a lowest low thus far, and then on the 6th, we have our lowest low for the month. In the midst of a decline, there's an opportunity to open up a long position, likely gap up on the 7th with a notable move back down, probably gap up on the 8th again with a notable move back down through multiple support levels. On the 11th, a decline ends with a fast sudden move higher and a peak or crest towards the end of the day. It looks like we have a trough and a peak or crest at the end of the day. Early in the day on the 12th, we have a revisiting of a crest in the midst of erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level. And then on the 13th, we have our first possible day trade. I'll talk about that in more detail in the paid version. Guys, if you're interested in getting the paid version where we talk about all the best trades that we see and what trades to avoid, we talk about what type of chart behavior to look for around estimated timing for entry and exit points. With that information, somebody that trades responsibly should be able to utilize that information for a significant edge. We're not right all the time, so it's really important to trade responsibly, and remember that, have your stop losses and hedge your bets. You can support the channel. It's probably the best way to support the channel, that and the rule of karma. You go to our services, SO Meta Posts, and scroll to monthly subscription, click here. You can subscribe to any of these tickers or crypto on a monthly basis. We do not have Amazon on a monthly basis. I didn't want to be locked into doing it every single month, but it does come out almost every month. With that said, the only way that you can get the paid version of Amazon and Google is through this all paid monthly predictions. That and any one-off monthlies that come through that aren't part of a subscription. The paid version, you would only get access through 30 days access to all paid monthlies. It's the most popular subscription on the channel. Thanks to all those of you subscribe to that, and all of those of you that do subscribe to that. Much appreciation. So We have a speaker that's going to impact Amazon, and it's hard to determine if what he's saying is truthful. It's kind of like maybe it's mixed. It's sort of truthful, but not all truthful. But there's a day trade opportunity in there, and there's a rally that increases with momentum moving forward in time. Peak on the 14th that we sell off from pretty notably, standing out on a multi-day chart, and then an unexpected move to the upside to a peak or crest at the end of the day, with very likely a significant move downward on the 18th, notable to a trough at the end of the day, and then we have this big move to the upside on the 19th to a new high, possibly a highest high or a highest high thus far, but there's a prominent crest or peak around the 18th, 19th. I think it's probably the 19th, and it's a move higher through resistance. We stay above it briefly, and then we break back down. A resistance level is highlighted on the 20th. Matter of fact, the high could be there on the 20th, actually. I think it's probably there on the 20th. And there's a key resistance level highlighted there. We're at a prominent trough towards the end of the day, or around the cusp of the 21st. Pop and drop on the 21st. And then on the 22nd, there's a failed attempt to break through key resistance, and it'll look like we're breaking through it, but we don't. Instead, we turn around and we decline through key support. There's an opportunity there to trade in a peak or crest early to midday. On the 25th, we most likely have a highest high here on the 25th. It's a prominent crest or peak, but it's most likely a highest high here on the 25th, or the same highest high that we saw already. And we meet a resistance level that we failed to break through many times before there around the highest high. Looks like a pretty big gap down on the 26th. After that highest high, pretty big gap down in the morning of the 26th. End of the day on the 26th, big move to the upside that'll stand out on a multi-day or on a 1 month chart. On the 27th, multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance and a prominent crest or peak again. On the 28th, prominent crest or peak again, and a lot of price change. Significant trade opportunities on the 27th. On the 25th to 27th, and a day trade opportunity on the 28th in the midst of some sideways rotation. On the 29th, we have a failed attempt to break through key resistance and a decline through key support. Sneak preview for the following month, an important prominent peak where we move higher through resistance, we stay above it briefly, and then we break back down through the same price level shortly thereafter. Unicursal hexagram means that we see a pretty significant decline probably into the lows when we look at the 1 year, probably into the lowest lows, or a very significant low, like second lowest low, something like that. That's Amazon for September 2023. With that said, guys, make sure to follow the rule of karma. You do so here on the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders, where we ask that you donate 5% of the profits forward to one of these charities, 5% of the profits back to the channel here at one of these links, and that leaves you with 90% to reinvest or spend out of love. As long as you follow those rules, the universe is going to send it back to you tenfold through this channel, my friends. I'll see you guys on the next one.